So these are the learning outcomes, no, for chapter 8, no, which is welded connection. Number 1, enumerate different welding process. Understand yung advantages and disadvantages ng welded connection. Be familiar sa different types of welds. You should be able to be able to calculate yung weld strength, different configuration, pwedeng concentric weld connection, pwedeng eccentric weld connection. Okay? And obviously, be proficient with section 510.2 of the NSCP code. Now, in terms of basic application ng connection, we were able to discuss yung bolted connection. No? So, in terms of connecting structural steel, ito yung mga no? Ito yung mga usual. We mentioned na in terms of connection methods of structural steel, may dalawa kang option, no? Bolting or welding. Okay? Yan yung usually common. No? Now, in terms of the structure strength, it would depend kung ano yung ginamit mong connection methods. No? And usually, no, in terms of the actual practice, yung mga connections daw na ginawa on the fabrication shop, no, tinatawag natin yan, shop connections. Okay? On the other hand, yung connections na tinatawag na ginawa or in-install on field, no, by the steel erector or ibang term dyan is iron worker, no, tinatawag natin yung field connection. No? So, straightforward, no? So, depende kung saan mo ginawa, sa shop or sa field, yun yung tawag sa connection na yan. Okay? So, magkakaiba kasi yung assumption in terms of ano yung option na pipiliin mo dyan. No? Merong advantages kapag sa shop and mo ginawa, no, in comparison with the field. Okay? Bolting and welding may be used for shop connections and field connection. So, yeah, either way, kung ano man yung gamitin mo dito, bolting or welding, pwede, no? Both itong shop and field connection. Yeah, so ito yung example ng I think this one is field connection, no, for bolts. This one is field connection for welds naman. Okay? So usually yung mga fabrication shop, meron silang meron silang preferred na connection method, no, and fabrication method. So nagkakaiba yan, depende sa sa skill set nila. Okay? Field connections are typically bolted. Yeah, mas madali kasi, no, kapag sa field ka ay gumamit ka ng bolted connections. One of the reason is hindi mo kailangan ng power supply, no, for welding. Okay? Welding may be used for field connections where bolting cannot provide the required strength or is either impractical or undesirable. Okay? And also, welding is better suited to the controlled environment of a fabrication shop. So ito yun, no? Yeah, yung environment kasi, especially pag umuulan, no, it would affect yung process ng welding. Okay? Okay? So as much as possible, we want to do welding on fabrication shop para lahat ng parameters is controlled. Okay? So in terms of type of connection, we already discussed this one, no? In terms of NECP, yung dalawa yan. So, okay na tayo dito. We will discuss the welded connection under NECP 510.2. Okay. So, ito yung mga example, no, ng welded connections. Yeah, sample pictures again for welded connection. So, you can see here na meron tayong joints, no? I think this one is a girder or a beam, and then meron tayong braces, no? Bracing. You can see na may mga plates tayo. Most of them were using, all of them were using welded connections. Okay? So, similar with the previous presentation, we have a hollow structural steel or section, naka-weld yung plate na to. Okay? So, ito rin, no? For the stiffener. Okay? Yeah, this one is for a truss system, but you could see na ginawa niya rito, wineld niya. Okay? Ito, tubular hollow sections, yan, no? Usually for space frame, no? Most likely yung sa Philippine Arena example, no? Good example. Yung space frame doon, welded like so. Yeah, mga hangers, no? Ayan. Okay? Yeah, space frame, ito rectangular or square hollow section, no? Okay, naka-welded yan. This one, column to girder connection, you could see na on this one naka-weld siya, no? Meron siyang parang plate, no? Most likely on the other side of the web ng girder meron din, no? Na connections like so. So naka-weld to. Okay? And then parang dun sa pinakataas mo, naglagay ka din ng ano dun, no, ng plate, even on the bottom flange nung girder. Okay? Ito naman, I'm guessing this one is girder na nakahiga, no? Tapos dun sa pinaka bottom part nung girder mo, okay? Naglagay ka siguro doon ng ano, somehow like a corbel, no? Like so. Okay? Okay, advantages and disadvantages in terms of welded connections. So kapag welded connections kasi, no, ano ka, ano, adaptable ka in terms of whatever connections na pwedeng gamitin, no? Or you could adapt this one aside from bolted connection. Usually, full design strength of a member can be more easily developed using all-around weld, no? And then, you would have less material and space na gagamitin kapag welded connections ka, no? Kasi kapag ka nag-bolted connection ka, di ba, usually, mayroon tayong mga lapping plate na ginagamit, tas ang daming bolt, no? So, yeah. Neat appearance, so magandang tignan, no? And malinis tignan kapag welded connections. More rigid compared to riveted, no, and bolted connections. In terms of disadvantages naman, so it would require skilled manpower, no? Yung mga welder natin, banggit ko na. Usually may mga training, and usually they have a certification to be a official welder. Okay. So in return, parang mas mataas yung rate in terms of labor, no, for the welder. Welding in the field may be difficult due to location or environment. Okay na to, no? Weld joints are highly prone to cracking under fatigue loading, large residual stress, and bending or develop in welded connection. So alam niyo itong welded residual stress, no? Usually, it happens kapag nag-introduce ka ng heat, no? Often require more time to construct than equivalent bolted connections. Okay? So these are the example, some of the advantages and disadvantages of bolted connections. So pili ka na lang, no, kung ano yung weapon, or should we say poison na gagamitin mo, bolted or welded connections. Okay. So let's go further on welded connections. I-define muna natin ano ba ibig sabihin ng structural welding. Okay? Meron kasi iba't ibang types of welding, like automotive welding, no, sa mga sasakyan, electrical circuits welding, yung sa mga natin, mga circuits natin o mga nagiginang, so sama welding din yon. Well, interested tayo specifically for structural welding, no? So ano ba ibig sabihin nito? Okay. So yung structural welding daw, it's a process of joining two pieces of metals by creating a strong bond between them through heating, no? So ito yung figure natin, no? Meron tayong dalawang metal, no? Ito yung isa, number 1 and number 2 na metal. Okay. So this is one of the common type of connection, the other being the bolted connection. A relatively small depth of material will become molten, and upon cooling, the structural steel and weld metal will act as continuous part where they are joined. So ang nangyayari dito, no, is meron kang tinatawag na base metal, okay? Yung base metal mo, ito yung mga elements na or mga plate na i-connect mo, okay? So it corresponds to the plates, okay? And then meron ka ding tinatawag na pillar metal, okay? Yung pillar metal that corresponds to the weld. So you could see here na ito yung pinaka-weld natin, no? So during welding, yung weld natin would solidify, no, yung ating part ng ating base metal in contact, no? And then magpo-fuse siya as no, as one. Okay? So siguro para mas maganda, no, let's try to to watch itong video na to on YouTube to understand further ano ba yung process of structural welding. Okay? So it was mentioned na meron tayong tinatawag na electrode, no? Itong electrode, yung stick na connect sa machine, okay? And then during welding, nagre-release siya ng arc, and then nagpo-fuse as one. And then during the process, meron kang slag na tinatawag, no? And then nagpo-produce din siya ng shielding gas, no, to protect yung weld natin against impurities sa air, no? And then after the welding, nagkakaroon ka ng slag, ito yung tinatanggal nila, no? Parang black impurities. So depende kung gaano ka lalim or gaano kalaki yung dapat maging dimension ng weld mo, magdi-dictate doon yung bilis nung direction ng travel ng weld mo. Okay? So ano, basically yun yung ano, yung tinatawag nating structural welding. Okay. Welding process, these are the three na mention sa code, no? Yung shielded metal arc welding, which is the process that we have just watched, no? Yun, no? And next yung gas metal arc welding, submerged metal arc welding. So ito yung common three. Actually madami pa yan as mentioned. So medyo ihimay-himay natin, no? Ano ba yung shielded metal arc welding na tinatawag? So basically ito yung pinaka-common, no, type of welding. Um, Sabi mas okay siya in terms of field welding, no, in comparison with the two na mention natin. And usually designated siya with the process which is using electrode, and malalaman mo kaagad kung ano yung kumbaga strength ng weld mo kasi nakalagay na siya doon, no, doon sa stick na gagamitin mo. Meron na siyang uh, kumbaga nakasulat doon kung ano yung tensile strength nung ano mo, nung weld na gagamitin mo. Like so dito, nakalagay 60, 13, no? So may ibig sabihin dito. Okay? Check natin on the next slide. Ano yung ibig sabihin? But to give you an idea, yung 60 na yan is in terms of KSI, no? Electrode 60 KSI. So meaning, if we want to convert this in MPa, usually yung ginagamit natin is this conversion, multiply this by ano, no? 6.895, no? MPa. Okay? So ito yung link, which is, ito na rin yung pinanood natin kanina for shielded metal arc welding. Okay? So, by the way, nabanggit din doon, ang ibang term sa kanya is stick, no? Or manual or hand welding, no? Okay? In terms of the meaning ng electrode identification, so meron tayong system dito. So yung una, yung E indicates electrode for arc welding, no? Next yung first and second digit, ang ibig sabihin niyan is tensile strength in PSI, nabanggit ko na, no? And yung third and fourth, usually it indicates yung position ng weld mo kung paano mo siya in-install. Okay? O what do I mean by that, no? Well, during process kasi ng welding, depende sa position ng stick, no? Pwedeng naka-lay flat yung plates mo, pwedeng pa vertical yung position, pwedeng horizontal like so, or pwedeng overhead, no? So yun, no? Meron din pala siyang designation in terms of the position. Okay? So ito yung mga ibig sabihin, no? Yeah, 0, walang classification. 1, for all positions. 2, flat and horizontal positions only, so on and so forth. No? So you could further check itong website na to, which is very good in terms of welding information. Okay? Next is yung gas welding or gas metal arc welding, abbreviated as GMAW. So this one is simple, no, and inexpensive process. Basically parang ano lang 'to, para ka naghihinang, no, parang gano'n yung nangyayari. And usually ginagamit siya for repair and maintenance work lang, okay. Meron kang, sana I would let you do ano na lang, na checking ng video na 'to. Parang ano 'to, yung ginagamit dito hindi stick electrode. Ang ginagamit dito, meron kang parang wire, no, meron kang wire feed na somehow yun yung ginagamit as pillar metal, no, to join yung ating base metal. Okay. So ang ibang term natin dito consumables, no, kasi nauubos yung pinaka pillar metal natin. Okay. So parang ano to, yung panghinang, no, sa mga circuit, no, parang ganun yung example niya. Okay. Gumagamit tayo ng wire as our electrode. Okay. Next yung number 3, which is the submerged metal arc welding. As per NCP, no, ito yung pinaka superior, no, as per NSCP in terms of the type of welding process. And usually ginagawa to on fabrication plant, no? Which meant to say nasa controlled environment ka and maganda yung pagkakagawa ng ng welding mo. So I would let you please watch again this link to understand more the concept of submerged metal arc welding. Okay? So let's keep no. Let's proceed on types of joints. In terms of type of joints, so ito yung mga usual, no, na types of structural joints. So depende sa position, no, ng connected material relative to another material. So we have the butt joint. So pag sinabing butt joint, magka-in plane yung dalawang base metal na kinonect. Lap joint as shown, T, edge, okay, and corner, okay. So yung lap, T, and butt joint, yun yung common na joint, no, on our connections, okay. Types of weld naman, okay. In terms of type of welds, as per NECP, ito yung common na tatlo. Okay? So yung number 1, which is the Pillay welds. Okay? Pillay welds ang basa diyan, no? Siya yung pinaka-common, no, na type of welds. Yung groove or butt welds. So, teka muna, yung Pillay welds, ito yung itsura niya, okay? Yung groove or butt welds, ito yon, no? Okay? Yung plug and slot welds na tinatawag, ito yon. So yung sa plug muna, basically ano lang yon, circular in shape. Ang ginawa mo, binutasan mo yung isang plate, no? Tapos naka-weld siya dun sa ano, sa plate na to. Okay? Slot weld naman, no? From the term itself, slot, so medyo elongated yung hole mo dito. Okay? So just to clarify lang, no, we would not discuss or we would not have an example calculation for type of welds 2 and 3, no, for groove and plug. I would let you do the reading kasi hindi naman siya usually lumalabas sa board exam. And usually ang talagang suki sa board exam itong Pillay welds. Okay? So to minimize our discussion, you would focus mainly on Pillay welds. But obviously, there's some information na ibibigay ko for groove and plug welds. Okay? Yeah, so let's start with Pillay welds. Now, sa Pillay welds, as mentioned, siya yung pinaka-common. Usually, yung ano niya, itsura, no, ng ating Pillay welds is in triangular in terms of cross section. Okay? So halimbawa, pagka naka-check, naka-emphasize, no, sa drawing mo, ito yung lap joint, usually ito daw yung mga symbolic profiles, no, in terms of the drawings. But in terms of actual profiles or actual construction, nagiging ganito talaga, no, yung ating mga Pillay welds. Okay? So ito, no, meron tayong dalawang lap or meron tayong lap joint, tapos to connect that lap joint, obviously gagamit ka ng Pillay welds, no? Itong triangular na area na to, yan yung ating Pillay welds. Okay? So ito yung mga common terminology on Pillay welds. So I would like you to check and be familiar, no, with this sa schematic ni Pillay welds. So yeah, Pillay welds join two surfaces at approximately right angles to each other in lap, T, and corner joints. So ito yung example ng lap joint, okay? T-joint, alam niyo na to, okay? Okay? So gusto ko lang i-emphasize, no? Yung dito kay Pillay welds, yung ano daw, yung triangular section na to ng Pillay weld, usually 45 degree, no, yung angle natin. No? So pakitandaan na lang yun, okay? Now, in terms of Pillay welds, ito pa yung ano, i-detail natin yung ano, schematics ng Pillay welds. So meron tayong tinatawag na root, no? Which is the point where the faces of the metallic members meet. So basically ito lang 'yon. Okay, itong point na to. So and then we also have the theoretical throat na tinatawag, okay? Or yung ibang term diyan is effective throat, T sub E, no? T sub E. Yung effective throat daw na yan daw yung shortest distance from the root to the hypotenuse of the triangle, no? So nabanggit natin ito yung root. Okay? And then kung ito yung leg ng triangle mo, okay? And then leg din to obviously. Itong distance na to, yan yung hypotenuse ng ating triangle, no? So ang sabi, yung theoretical throat down or yung T sub E is from root, no, to the shortest distance. Well, yung shortest distance, alam natin yan. It should be 90 degree with that line, no, para maging shortest distance siya. So meaning itong line na to, yan yung tinatawag na ano, effective throat, no? Itong distance na yan. Okay? And ibang term din diyan is failure plane, no? Kasi diyan talaga magpe-fail, no, yung Pillay welds mo kapag naglalagay ka na ng loads dun sa mga base metal mo. Okay? Ito daw yung face ng Pillay weld mo. Ito yung 2 niya, okay? And itong W na to, ito yung tinatawag nating weld leg, no? Or yung ibang term is weld size, no? W. Usually, kung ano yung leg mo dito sa side na to, as I mentioned, yun din yun, no? Yun din yung length dito sa side na to. So similar lang to. Itong length na to is also W. Okay? And we also mentioned na itong angle na to, 45 degree to, no? In theory. No? And then this is 90 degree. Okay? Now, if we would check kasi itong triangle na to, okay, itong triangle na yan, i-enlarge natin siya. So ito na yung makikita natin. Okay? Ang sabi natin, this side is yung weld leg or weld size W. This side naman ng triangle is the effective theoretical throat, T sub E. Okay? sabi natin this is in 90 degree and this is ang 45 degree. So for this right triangle, if we would investigate further, we could say na ano no? Sine 45. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin ng sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So yung opposite mo, no, is yung side T sub E, okay, of this triangle. Yung hypotenuse mo yung side W. Okay? So rearrange mo lang 'yan. Okay, you would have T sub E is equal to sine 45 degree times W. Now, sine 45 degree kasi is also equal to ano, 0.7071 W. So ito yung equivalent ng ano natin, ng T sub E natin. Okay? Now, yung scenario na to, for the formula ng theoretical troth or effective troth, yan yung scenario na kung saan we would assume na equal leg, no? Equal yung size ng ating leg. Okay? May mga cases kasi na unequal yung leg mo. So for example, if this is H, itong side na to, possibly itong side na to is if this side is W, itong side na to is H, no? And hindi sila equal. So that on that scenario daw, ang sabi ni code, gamit ka ng formula na to calculate yung effective troth. Okay? Now, in terms of board exam kasi, usually ito lang naman talaga yung lumalabas, no? Equal leg. And yeah, in terms of the calculations nyo, most likely ito lang din yung gagamitin nyo sa akin. Okay? So yeah, I just emphasize na ito yung gagamitin natin for Pillay welds. Okay? Okay na tayo kay theoretical troth, no? Let's discuss further yung tinatawag naman na troth area, no? Kasi ang question is for the Pillay welds, ano ba yung magre-resist ng applied load sa sa base metal in terms of the weld? Well, yun yung troth area, no? Or effective troth area. And yung area na yon, kung if this is the cross section, kung gusto mong i-3D yan, ito yung makita. Ito yung makita mo na 3D version ng weld na yon. Okay? So yung pinaka failure plane, as I mentioned, ito yon, yung yellow. Okay? Yung yellow. And in order to calculate yung troth area, yung mismong area ng failure plane na to, yan yung tinatawag nating effective troth area. And the formula should be basically yung width mo is yung side na to, which is T sub E. Okay? Yung area ng effective area of this weld. Okay? Times yung total length ng weld, which is on this case yung L. Okay? So from this one, you would have the effective troth area, the area that would resist yung applied load doon sa sa base metal as well as dun sa okay? Similar with what was applied dun sa weld. Okay? So let's proceed dun sa next type of welds, which is the groove or butt welds. So from the discussion kanina, no? Kapag kasi yung Pillay weld is not appropriate on a certain connection, groove welds yung ginagamit, no? So for example, kailangan naka sila, no? In one plane yung dalawang plate mo. So dapat doon groove or butt welds na. So basically that's what characterize yung groove weld, nasa similar plane sila, no? Same plane, like so. So may iba't ibang diyan, naming diyan depende sa ano yung shape nung pinaka plate mo or yung pinaka groove weld mo. So dito tinatawag natin tong bevel, no? Bevel. This one is groove or square. So okay, square pala yan. And this one is double B. Okay. So ito yung profile niya. Before welding, plate pa lang to. Tapos after welding, ito na yung magiging joint na base metal. Okay? Usually and obviously, yung groove weld mas mas mataas yung strength niya in comparison with the Pillay welds. Okay? In terms of groove welds, meron tayong dalawang classification. Okay? Yung number 1, yung tinatawag nating complete joint penetration, abbreviated as CJP. Okay? Yung ibang term dito na ginagamit sa books is full penetration. Okay? The entire member cross-section is welded. Okay? Yung second is the partial joint penetration, abbreviated as PJP, wherein just part ng member cross-section is welded. Okay? Now, to give you an idea, ito yung example ng CJP. Okay? So, yeah, meron tayong different naming depende sa sa shape niya. So, I think this one is square. Okay? Square. We have B, no? And we have bevel and J, no? J groove. Okay? Yan usually gumagamit tayo ng ng backing bar na tinatawag, no? Ano ba yung backing bar? So ito. Okay? Usually kasi kapag mag-groove ka, no? Groove weld ka, para ma-weld mo siya yung dalawang plate na yon, dapat meron kang gagamitin na bar dito or plate para hindi malalaglag yung ano, yung weld dun sa baba. Okay? So gumagamit tayo ng tinatawag na backing plate or backing bar. Okay? In terms of the partial joint penetration, no, for undergrove welds, ito naman yung mga sample shape natin and naming. No, square, single V. So you could see na ano, no, hindi talaga lahat nung member cross section, ayan, no, partial lang talaga, no. So yun yung basis ng name niya, no. Okay? Partial lang yung connected. Okay? Lastly, yung plug and slot welds. So I think alam niyo na to, no? In shear din yung transmission ng kanyang connection. So ito yun, no? Plug and slot weld. Sip ko na to, no? Let's proceed on weld symbols. Okay? In terms of weld symbols and some of the governing codes, ito yung tinatawag natin na American Welding Society or AWS, no? So non-profit organization 'yan. Usually meron silang mga no, codes for welding, which is inadapt din ni NSCP 2015. Okay? Ito yung mga example ng basic weld symbols. I think I'm not sure kung saan ko nakuha to, but I think this one is AISC, no. So yan, no. I would like you to observe nyo yung mga information na to. I think particularly itong fillet welds, no. So triangular in shape yung ating fillet welds. Okay? Kapag filled weld daw, naglalagay tayo ng arrow, ng plug. Okay? Kapag weld all around, circle. Okay? Tapos meron tayong fishbone dito. Okay? Meron kang head and meron kang tail. Discuss natin mamaya ano ba ibig sabihin yan. Ito yung mga ibig sabihin ng mga shape, although andito na din. Okay? And-emphasize ko lang dito ulit. Okay? So, sige, mag-example tayo. Yeah, yung ibig sabihin ng mga ng mga basic weld symbol, ito 'yon. Okay? Kailangan mo kasi to, no, especially kapag nasa site ka na, pag binigyan ka ng plano and magko-construct ka na. Halimbawa, ikaw yung welder, no? Dapat maintindihan mo ano ba yung naka-specify sa plano, no? So dapat ngayon pa lang alam niyo na kung paano magbasa. Okay? Para you understand how to communicate from the designer or the engineer to the fabricator, no? Or the director, okay? So, ito yung fishbone, ito yung natin, pinaka-head or letter line, and ito yung pinaka-tail natin. Doon sa body ng fishbone, merong mga information na usually, ito yung mga content, no? Number one, ito yung information dito, okay? Pertains to the size of the weld, no? Or yung yung W or yung leg, no? Yun yung ibig sabihin ng size of weld in millimeter. Okay? So ito, I think this one nakuha ko kasi on English unit. Anyways, usually millimeter to. Okay? Ito yung basic weld symbol natin, lumalabas dito na gumamit siya ng fillet welds. Okay? And then we have this number which corresponds to number 1, yung dun sa length, no? And spacing of weld mo. Pwede kasi naka-intermittent yung weld mo, like meron kang line tapos nag-stop doon tapos line ulit. Okay? So yung 6, yun yung spacing ng weld mo, okay? In millimeter. And itong information dito sa tail, usually it indicates kung anong electrode yung ginamit mo or yeah. Okay? Yeah, and on this information naman, it would give you an idea kung field weld or shop weld, no? Or sometimes if it's weld all around. Okay? So I think mas maganda if mag-example tayo para mas maintindihan nyo. So for example, meron tayong mga weld symbol dito. Ano ba yung interpretation natin dyan? Okay? So halimbawa, for this one, okay, ang sabi, gumamit daw siya ng 1/4 inch, no, na weld size fillet weld yung ginamit kasi triangular. Okay? And then mapansin mo, dito sa pinaka part na to nung weld symbol, walang plug. So pag walang plug, matic 'yon, shop welded. Kasi ang contrast nun is may plug. And ang ibig sabihin ng may plug is field welded. Okay? So yeah, so basically kapag walang plug, it's shop welded. Okay? How about yung location ng triangle or yung fillet welds mo? Kasi yung iba dito nasa baba, yung iba nasa taas like so. So ano ba ibig sabihin nito? Okay? Ang ibig sabihin niya is near side. Okay, near side, which mean to say, no, halimbawa, yung arrow ko is nakaturo dito sa weld na to. Ang ibig sabihin lang doon, siya yung directly makikita mo. Okay? Nasa near side ka kung andito yung observer. Now, if andito yung weld mo sa other side nung connection mo, and dito nakaturo yung pinaka leader line mo. So, mapansin mo yung fillet weld mo nandun sa taas. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, far side siya. Nasa kabilang side nung ano mo, nung connection mo. Pero dito pa din nakaturo, okay? Sa joint na 'to. Okay? Yun lang ibig sabihin niya. And kapag dalawa na, okay? So ibig sabihin nun both side nung ano mo, nung connection mo, merong pillay weld. Okay? So sana malinaw 'yun, no? Um, okay, so ito malinaw na rin 'to, no? Alam na natin 'yan. It's a 1/4 inch na weld size, pillay weld, field welded. So kasi nagkaroon ka na ng ah, plug, no? On both sides. Okay? Similarly, ayan, 1/4 inch pillay weld. Okay? Field weld all around. So ito, no, naglagay ka pa ng ano diyan, ng circle. It means ano, weld all around, no, using EAT electrodes. Okay? And next, ganun pa din, no, 1/4 inch pillay weld, shop welded. Okay? Shop welded kasi walang plug dito. On the far side with 3-inch na length ng weld spaced at 8-inch no on center. Okay? And ito, okay, ang ibig sabihin naman nito is single bevel weld. Okay, so ito yun. No? Ito. Field welded with backing bar. Okay, so meron kasing rectangular dito. So ibig sabihin nun, pinapagamit ka ng backing ito. Okay, backing bar. Okay, so sana na ano nyo, no? Na-gets nyo kung paano tayo mag-interpret ng ano, ng weld symbols. Okay, let's proceed with the ano, weld strength calculation. So paano ba ina-estimate no ang strength ng isang weld? Okay. Well, punta muna tayo no sa in terms of the rule of thumb, no, in terms of the matching of weld pillar metal. Okay? Ang question kasi is paano ba natin na make sure na matibay yung connection natin? Okay? Well, yung principle is that the connecting material, yung pillar metal, should always be stronger no, than the base metal. No? Na-discuss na natin to last chapter. And ang question is paano? No? Paano ba natin make sure na mas matibay yung pillar metal? Okay? So meron binigay si code under section 510.2.6, no? Pillar metal requirements. So ito yung matching weld pillar metal. Lumalabas dito on this column. No? Ito na interpretation. If yung base metal na ginamit mo, gumamit ka ng A36, dapat daw yung pillar metal na gagamitin mo or yung weld mo is electrode 70. No? Yan yung minimum. Okay? And kung A50 is E80. Okay? So ito yung rule ni code, no, to make sure na mas matibay yung pillar metal with no against the base metal na gagamitin. Okay? So ibig sabihin lang nito, no, si base metal, no, yung una magpe-fail, no. Hopefully, no, bago si ano, si pillar metal. Okay? Conversion, okay, I think okay tayo dito. Now in terms of weld strength, depende kung ano yung action with the ano, with the weld mo. Pwede kasing loaded yung weld mo in shear, in tension, or in compression. Ang sabi naman ni code, no, ayan yung mga action, no, load type and direction. Or combination of this action. Meron tayong ano, appropriate formulas, no, for this one and appropriate parameters na dapat natin gamitin. Okay? So check natin yan mamaya, no, dun sa pinaka-table natin. Okay? So yung pinaka-strength talaga ng weld natin would refer into different factors no, or multiple factors. Usually depending on the base metal, no, the pillar metal, yung type of weld, no, yung size ng effective throat or effective throat and yung ano, weld size. Okay? Yan yung mga factors that would contribute sa pinaka weld strength natin. Okay? I would also like to present further itong table na to from the NSCP, no. Ito yung ano table for available strength of welded joints. Mapapansin nyo, itong first part ng table, ang sabi dito, complete joint penetration or CJP, groove welds. Okay? So, sabihin pag groove welds ka, lahat ng sa table na to, ito yung gagamitin mo, no? So, meron ka ditong different action or load type. So, alamin mo na lang, okay? Tapos merong ano dito, information, okay? Kapag naman partial joint penetration ka, okay? Pero groove weld pa din, ito namang table na to yung gagamitin mo, okay? Additionally, if plug or slot weld ka, ito naman no ito lang row na to ng table yung gagamitin mo. Okay? Okay, so sana malinaw 'yun no. So anong mapansin nyo, lahat binigay except si ano si Pele weld. Well actually ano discuss ko na lang mamaya kung saan natin kukunin si Pele welds. Okay? Also, in terms of the weld strength calculation, yung pinaka formula talaga natin as per the code no in terms of the strength. Ito no itong formula to. The nominal strength daw, okay? In terms of the weld metal, okay? Weld metal strength, no? is R sub n is equal to F sub W times A sub W. So ano ibig sabihin ng F sub W? So yun yung nominal strength of weld metal per unit area in MPa. So i-reflect lang nga muna natin. Kasi dito merong mga no? May mga information dito. Ayan, no? Nominal strength F sub W. Okay? So ibig sabihin, pwede mo siyang kunin dito, even dito may F sub W. Okay? Pwede mo siyang kunin sa na to, sa pinaka-column na to, yung sa formula natin. Okay? And then multiplied by A sub W, which is na-define na natin to kanina. This is the effective area of the weld, okay, in millimeters squared. Okay? So from this one, ito na yung pinaka-formula natin for the nominal capacity ng weld. Okay? To convert this into equivalent LRFD and ASD na design philosophy, sabi ni code, gamit ka ng 0.75 no, for the P and for the omega 2.0. Okay? For Pillay welds. Okay? So sana malinaw to. Okay? And let's go back dun sa table, no? Hindi siya directly sinabi, but you would observe na yung Pillay welds mo kasi, yung action acting on Pillay welds is usually shear, no? Shear action. And synonymous siya with plug and slot weld. Kaya mapansin mo, kung i-check natin si plug and slot weld, yung no? Meron dalawang row pala to lagi, no? Formula for base metal and formula for weld metal or the pillar metal. So yung second row lagi yung pipiliin natin. Dito may mga base, may weld, okay? So yung second row lagi. So you could see here na for shear, no? Ang sabi dito is you could use 0.6 times F sub EXX, no? And then you have the 0.75 and 2.0. So ano siya, no? It makes sense na in terms of the Pillay welds, although hindi siya directly or not explicitly mentioned sa code, since shear action siya, dapat ang gagamitin natin in terms of the F sub W, itong 0.6 times the F sub EXX. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin lang nito, 60% no, nung tensile strength. This pertains to the electrode, no? Yung F sub EXX, yung electrode ng weld na ginamit mo. Okay? 60% lang ng tensile strength yung gagamitin mo in terms of the formula. Okay? Now also, i-discuss ko na lang din, magkaiba yung formula kapag meron kang transverse and longitudinal welds. May example problem tayo dyan. Punta natin mamaya. Okay? So therefore, no, kung i-finalize natin yung weld strength calculation formula, we could go back again to the nominal capacity. F sub W is, R sub N is equal to F sub W times A sub W, wherein yung A sub W or the area of the weld, na-define natin yan, that is the effective throat times the thickness ng effective throat or the throat thickness times the length of your weld. And ang sabi natin kanina, yung effective throat thickness or T sub E is equivalent yan to 0.7071 W. Okay? So we could plug in further. So we could say na yung area nung weld mo is 0.7071 WL. No? From this equation, plug in mo to. Okay? So you will have this one. Okay? And i-plug in natin, no? Remember that on the code, 60% lang ng tensile strength ang gagamitin mo for the design of weld. So we could say na, now from this equation, the nominal would be, okay, una, yung F sub W, which is ito, 0.6. Okay, or ito na pala yun. Okay? And yung A sub W, ito naman. Okay? Okay, so this one. So all in all, this would be our final formula for the nominal strength of Pillay welds. Okay? In terms of limitations, kung si bolt, no, may limitation siya in terms of spacing or distancing. Meron din tayo dito, no? So meron tayong tinatawag na Pillay welds limitation as per the code. So for example, in terms of the minimum size of Pillay welds, ito yon. Okay? But I would suggest let's discuss this further, no? Pag nag-example problem na tayo. So ngayon skip natin to. Okay? So we also have maximum size and effective length for the limitation. Skip natin yan. Let's proceed dun sa sa next item. Okay? Yeah, so let's have an example problem, no? And discuss natin yung mga limitations na yan. Okay?